What is up, you guys? I'm AnthoNYMetro. Welcome to the video. Today, I'm going to be telling you why Major League Baseball should add 2 new franchises to the league and change their playoff format. Since Rob Manfred became commissioner of baseball, he's been tasked with trying to draw a new and younger generation of fans to the game. To this point, we've already seen the intentional walk reduced to a hand gesture, the limited amount of mound visits per game, and now a minimum amount of batters that a pitcher must face, all in an effort to reduce the lag time in baseball. And while some of these ideas have been welcomed, they really only seem to have minimally shortened the games. Further, we have heard some very radical ideas tossed around about changing the overall shape of the league and its playoff format. In February, it was reported by Joel Sherman that Major League Baseball is giving serious consideration to a major overhaul to the playoffs. In this proposed scenario, both the American League and the National League would expand to having 7 playoff teams. The first overall seed would actually get a bye in the first round, while the other teams play a 3-game series. But even more drastic than any of that is the idea that playoff teams would actually be able to select their opponent. Yes, that's right, select the opponent that they play in the playoffs. I think all of these ideas are terrible. If you expand playoffs to 7 teams in each league, we're talking about basically 50% of each league making the playoffs. Now, I don't know about you, but I'm not interested in seeing teams with 77 wins make the playoffs. Even worse than half the league making the playoffs is the idea that the first seed would get a bye. Historically, baseball teams do not benefit from having a week off. And lastly, worst of all, the idea that a team would actually get to select their playoff opponent. I can see it now, baseball doing a live selection show, trying to get some viewers, but I'm sorry, this is not The Bachelor. However, I have a way for Major League Baseball to add 2 new franchises to the league, change their playoff format, and eliminate the need for year-round interleague play. First, let's take a look at how the league is currently constructed. For the first 40 years of their existence, the Houston Astros played in the National League. They were members of the National League West until 1994, when the league expanded to a 3-division format. The Astros were members of the 6-team National League Central that also featured the Cardinals, Cubs, Pirates, Reds, and Brewers. This meant there were 16 teams in the National League and 14 teams in the American League. But Major League Baseball decided it was time to put an equal amount of teams in each league. In 2013, the Houston Astros left the National League and joined the then 4-team American League West that featured the Athletics, Angels, Mariners, and Rangers. One particular reason the Astros were selected was their proximity to the Texas Rangers and the natural rivalry that it would create between the 2 Texas teams. After the Astros move, both the American League and National League now featured an equal amount of 15 teams. However, this necessitated the need for year-round interleague play, something that many baseball purists have been critical of. As recently as May 2019, Major League Baseball has had its eyes on its first expansion since 1998. Here is a geographic layout of every current Major League Baseball team. The league has cited locations such as Montreal, Charlotte, Las Vegas, Portland, Nashville, and even Vancouver as possible landing spots for potential expansion franchises. So how can Major League Baseball add 2 new franchises, change their playoff format, all without disrupting the flow of the league and its schedule? For starters, the league will reintroduce the Montreal Expos. The Montreal Expos entered the league in 1969 when the city was awarded one of 4 expansion franchises by Major League Baseball. They were named after the 1967 World's Fair, which was named Expo 1967. But even before the Expos played their first game, they ran into the same financial troubles that would hobble them for most of their 35 years. The result was an Expos franchise that did not see a winning season for 10 years. Despite that, the Expos developed and produced a litany of Hall of Fame type players in Gary Carter, Andre Dawson, Tim Raines, along with pitchers Steve Rogers, Bill Gullickson, and Scott Sanderson. During the next decade, they brought up Tim Wallach, Andres Galarraga, Larry Walker, along with a lanky left-hander named Randy Johnson. In the 90s, Vladimir Guerrero made his debut for the team. Additionally, Pedro Martinez had his coming of age while a member of the Montreal Expos. In 1994, the Expos boasted the best record in the National League and were World Series contenders before the player strike ended the season without a World Series. The franchise never recovered from the strike, either on the field or at the box office. In 2004, the Montreal Expos played their final game before moving to Washington, D.C. and becoming the Washington Nationals. Fans have always been quick to say that if not for the strike in 1994, as well as poor ownership by Jeffrey Loria, things may have been different. Steven Bronfman, the son of original Expos owner Charles Bronfman, is at the forefront of an organized effort to bring an MLB franchise back to Montreal. No market has had more conversation about an expansion or potential relocation than Montreal. While the Montreal Expos struggled to draw fans in their final years, the Blue Jays have played multiple exhibition games at Olympic Stadium in Montreal in front of a large contingent of Expo fans who still opine for the return of their team. So the Expos are the first team to get their expansion in Montreal, but who should be the second team? If it were up to me, the second expansion team for Major League Baseball should be playing in Las Vegas. In recent years, Las Vegas has welcomed two professional sporting teams, the National Hockey League Golden Knights, and in 2020, the Las Vegas Raiders will debut as well. Las Vegas has been a draw for many franchise owners due in part to year-round tourism and on-site gambling. At the minor league level, baseball has already proven to be a home run in Las Vegas. The Las Vegas Aviators, the Oakland Athletics minor league affiliate, debuted the $150 million Las Vegas ballpark in Summerlin in 2019 and averaged more than 9,000 fans per game. In fact, there has even been some speculation that if the Athletics are unable to build a new stadium in Oakland, that they could potentially be relocated to Las Vegas. With two major sports having relocated and tested the market in Las Vegas, now seems to be the perfect time for Major League Baseball to add an expansion team in Sin City. If Rob Manfred and baseball are looking for a new market to capitalize on, I can't think of a better place than Las Vegas. Personally, I've had some really great times there. I won't talk too much about them because still, I think it would be an awesome place. Obviously, it's worked out really well for the Knights. It's not just tourists going to these games, it's locals. They've been embraced by the city. And honestly, I wouldn't mind going to Las Vegas Park in Summerlin. That place looked really, really nice. That's actually on my bucket list. So we've added two new franchises, the Montreal Expos and the Las Vegas, I don't have a name for them, but whoever this team would be, this is their logo right here. That now means we have 16 teams in the National League and 16 teams in the American League, which will eliminate the need for year-round interleague play. So now, I'm going to tell you how Major League Baseball should reorganize the divisions in each league. Here's that same map of the MLB teams, now including the Expos and the Las Vegas team. In order to do this, Major League Baseball will split each league into 4 divisions that include 4 teams: a National League East, a National League South, National League Central, and National League West. The same thing will be done for the American League. Based on the geographic location of the 32 teams, this is the best way for Major League Baseball to reorganize the divisions without changing any team's current league, and additionally, they'll be eliminating the need for year-round interleague play. Now with the divisions reorganized, baseball is going to be faced with a new question about their playoff format. We talked a little bit earlier about the potential idea of a team selecting their opponent and the first seed getting a bye, and I hated all of those ideas. So here's my solution to a new playoff format given our new divisions. In this format, the first 3 seeds, aka division winners with the top 3 records, are guaranteed spots in a traditional best of 5 games divisional series. However, the division winner with the least amount of wins will host a best of 3 game series at their home ballpark, beginning the Tuesday after the final game of the season. The winner of this series will move on to face the first seed in a traditional 5 game divisional series. The 2 and 3 seeds will also face off in a traditional 5 game divisional series. I think this is an out of the box idea, maybe not quite as out of the box as picking your own opponent or taking a seat on the bench for a whole week. And while it might seem like a bit of a tax on the 4th division winner, it should only encourage them to finish with the top 3 division record. And since all 3 games are at the division winner's home, there's no need for travel days, meaning all 3 of these games could be played in consecutive days. So what do you guys think about these ideas? Really what I want to know, are my ideas better or worse than the ones that are reported from baseball? Let me know in the comment section below. I want to hear your guys' ideas on the playoffs. Do you like this one? Would you like to see a different one? Or are you happy with the one we have right now? If you like this video, be sure to give it a like. And if you want to see more Major League Baseball content like this, be sure to subscribe right here. Thank you for watching, guys. I'm your host, AnthoNYMetro.